at your greatest, were you better than Floyd?
Absolutely. My mindset as a fighter, as a champion, would always tell me I could beat Mayweather, I could beat Tyson. That's what made me who I became.
So how do you fight Floyd Mayweather?
There's no one way to fight Floyd Mayweather. He's that good. He's that talented. You walk in there with a plan, but to execute it takes time. In other words, you got to feel yourself. You got to feel him out, and see what he goes for. But I would say body shots. Now, I don't see a weakness that anyone could penetrate. I don't see him being beaten by anyone. You know what I love about Floyd is the fact that he believed in himself so much. And that's a major part of being a world champion, like Muhammad Ali.
Sugar Ray.
How to beat Floyd Mayweather? There is no one way to beat Floyd. I mean, I would have to pull out all my tools.
Sure.
And figure out, get a feel.
A lot of feints, huh?
A lot of feints, just body shots and.
He has that weird stand with him in the body shot.
Well, only Floyd could do that. I mean, he can.
Nobody else can do it. They're gonna die.
They try to.
They die. See, Ali we destroyed decades of fighters trying to copy us. Getting fucked up.
Yeah,
trying to copy you getting fucked up. They get a hit man. They get hit.
What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rational hate. Now, you guys, you heard what Sugar Ray said. I wanted to play both versions for you because he said the same thing in two separate videos. What makes it funny is, listen to the first one, right? That was with Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, okay, on that show. The second thing, Tommy said, it was on Mike Tyson's show. Now, notice what he said. He's asked the question, could he beat Floyd Mayweather? Of course he's going to say yes. I wouldn't expect him to say anything different. Okay? But he also said he felt like he could beat anybody, even Tyson. Y'all agree with that part? He said that's what made him who he became. But of course, what real fighter? Now, there's levels, and there's times where if someone is honest enough to know I'm not ready for this challenge yet, I'm on to come up or something like that, But what I'm saying is, what real fighter is going to sit here and say that they're not better than somebody else? Right? Now, if a guy beat you, especially if he beat you again, and then, all right. But here's the thing, right? Notice the second time he said it, he was on whose show? Mike Tyson's show. He didn't say, I even think I could beat you, right? but he said it, right, on the previous video, right, which when he was on the show with Shannon Sharp. But you notice what he said? How do you beat Sugar Ray? I mean, how do you ask Sugar Ray, how do you beat Floyd Mayweather? What did Sugar Ray say? There's no one way to beat Floyd. Like, he said, I'd have to pull out all my tools. Notice though, how you guys make it sound like, oh, he just went in and dogged Floyd. If he would beat it, and that's if. That's not no guarantee if he would beat Floyd. But notice how y'all make it sound like he just going in and dog walk him. It's funny because I was watching Roy Jones. He was talking to Andre Ward. Andre Ward asked him that question. And now, Roy is entitled to his opinion. We all are. Roy Jones says Floyd had nothing to keep Sugar Ray off of him. He also said that Sugar Ray, that Floyd, Senior fights just like Floyd. Bullshit. Floyd Jr. is far better than his father. It's not even close. He's way better than his father. And bottom line, look, for one, his father had the Philly shell. His father had quick hands with no real power. He couldn't take a punch as good as Floyd. He didn't have Floyd's footwork and move. Floyd was way better than his father. And the fact that Roy Jones, I'm telling you, there's a jealousy there. The fact that Roy Jones stood there and said that. But did you see the part? Well, the fact that he said that shows you, as much as he does know about boxing, well, at this point, he's being biased as fuck towards Ray. Did you see the part when he was talking to Andre Ward? Because I saw the whole video. And he basically said, he made it known he sparred with Sugar Ray. And he wanted everybody to know he got the best of Sugar Ray. And that he was jabbing, and, he knew that Sugar Ray couldn't handle a jab, and this and that. And Now, mind you, Sugar Ray is naturally a fucking welterweight. Now, he came up to middleweight and he fought Marv. My point with all of that is, why does Roy want to make it known he got the better of Sugar Ray sparring? But he turns around also and talks about how Floyd have nothing to keep Ray Leonard off him. It's easy to say that shit, but when the fight actually happens, right? It's a fight that we would never see. But when the fight actually happens and what you thought was going to happen didn't happen, what do you say then? Listen to what Roy said and listen to what Ray Leonard said. Yeah, Ray is saying he'd win. If you ask Duran, you think you would have beat Thomas Hearns in a rematch, he'll probably say yes. You think you would have beat Hagler in a rematch, he'll probably say yes. Hey, you think if you was a little bit younger, because he's older than Ray, if they fought a third time, like right away, you think you would have won? He'd probably say yes. The reality is real simple, though. Once you put yourself in a frame of mind to tell yourself something about a person because you don't like them, you could easily come into a situation where you lose a fight to that person because in your mind, you're overlooking everything that makes them special. See, the shit that Roy is saying, example, I forget the guy's name, but he fought that guy at 160. Terry Norris fought that same guy at 154. Terry beat the shit out of that guy way worse than Roy did. Back then, I used to go, damn, Roy versus Terry. That'd be My whole thing with that was, if that fight was to happen, Terry would have to go up because I know Roy wasn't coming out of 154. But if you compare their performances, you'd say Terry will fuck Roy up. Terry beat the fuck out that dude. Far more impressive than what Roy did. I know you can't always go by that. So you're not hearing me saying, oh, Terry would have fucked Roy up because look at what Terry did to that same guy. Nah, that doesn't mean Terry beats Roy. But we don't know that Roy beats Terry. Now we can say Roy was the naturally bigger guy. He probably would take Terry's punch better than Terry can take his. Roy probably... You don't know that, though. Terry was no ordinary motherfucker, but Terry was known to get careless and fuck around and just get caught with some shit because he's winning the fight so easy. But Terry was a bad motherfucker. Terry was a bad motherfucker, man. At the same fucking time, though, you see my point. Him saying Floyd fight just like his father and his father couldn't handle Ray and all that. Come on, man. He's telling you that Ray Leonard would fuck him up. Ray Leonard's not telling you he'd fuck Mayweather up. He's telling you he'd have to use all his tools to beat Floyd. There's no one way to beat Floyd. In fact, on my dead mama, Sugar Ray, told a story. Okay, he told a story that his own brother said he think Floyd would have beat Ray. That he don't think Ray would have been able to catch up to Floyd, man. Floyd's style is just so different. And you heard what he said. Floyd is just that good, man. Like, you can't beat him just one way. Now, this is Ray Leonard telling you you can't beat him just one way. You understand what I'm saying? Have you ever heard Ray Leonard say that about Terrence Crawford? You can't beat him just one way. No. We never even heard about a sparring match between Roy Jones and Ray Leonard. Roy wanted to make sure he got that question and so he could answer that. He wanted to make sure he answered that shit. So what? And he's telling me, so, Andre Ward was asking him how he would fight this guy and that guy, even how he would fight him and stuff like that. Now he's right in front of Andre Ward. He told Andre Ward it'd be a little different for you. You know what I'm saying? Like Hump Club, you move, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, keep your jab out, keep your distance. So I have to work harder to get in. Roy know damn well. He know damn well he would have fucked Andre Ward up. Andre Ward was a solid fighter. Roy's hand speed, reflex. We talk about a prime Roy and a prime Andre Ward. Roy would have beat the shit out of Andre Ward. But they're cool. They're cool. So he's not telling him, oh, I'd have broke you down this way. He's telling him how, oh, it'd be a little difficult, more harder for you. We beat you because you know how to keep your distance. And this is, first of all, he didn't have the type of power that Roy had to worry about. He was quick, he was sharp, he was smart. But Andre Ward, in terms of him being able to keep Roy off of him and be effective, that's where the issue is going to come in for Andre Ward, because he's going to have to get hit coming in. See, there's a difference too. When people go, but look, Bernard fought him in, okay, but Roy Jones and Bernard both had got better since the first time they fought. They were a lot younger and they had got better. But at the same time, what I'm saying, even that version of Roy beats the best version of Andre Ward. Look, Andre Ward, and here's the funny thing about it. Andre Ward isn't as good as Floyd. Now, how in the fuck do you think, what I'm saying is they both in the same boat. Think about what I'm saying. Similar boat, because it's not that Floyd didn't have power. Floyd moving up in weight, you know, and then starting to develop, you know, the bad hands, wasn't knocking people out like he was at Pretty Boy Floyd. But look at Andre Ward's best work and look at Floyd's best work. And you look at through the years, man, Andre Ward wasn't as good as no motherfucking Floyd. Now, you telling me Floyd wouldn't have had nothing to keep Ray Leonard off of him, but Andre Ward, because he knows how to, you know, do that little check with the jab and step back and keep, it would have been more difficult for you to get to him. Man, stop playing. See how Ray Leonard didn't tell Mike Tyson in front of him he think he could beat him? Yeah, that's all that was. I just wanted to, you know, get that out. It's funny to me, man, because no different. Like, I give y'all receipts. I told you. It's like when I gave y'all the receipts and I showed you. All these Mike Tyson fans over here lying, talking about how he was constantly headbutting and this and that against Holyfield. And Mike Tyson said, there, to be fair, I was headbutting him too, but I got the sympathy. And I show you a Holyfield sitting right there in front of Mike's face, telling him he's lying. No damn well he was doing headbutt. I showed y'all all that. And what was Mike doing? Laughing. Yeah, because he knows. Yeah, I had people on my side. No different from Usyk getting hit here and pretending he got hit in his balls. Yeah, he got the sympathy. Hey, the ref went for it. He thought it was low. Okay, cool. I'm going to play this shit out. He got folded by that body shot. Now I give you the goddamn receipts and then y'all want to play stupid, then hey, man, that's on y'all. But, you know, I show you what I'm talking about. And I thought that this was cool to do because it's like, yeah, I happen to see that shit with Roy Jones and I'm like, man, Roy, you're entitled to your opinion, man, but you be on some biased shit when it comes to Floyd Mayweather. Once again, just like he was talking about how, you know, he can't say Errol Spence is pound for pound one of the best because, you know, he ain't see him beat a real welterweight yet. Roy Jones, your criticism for your whole career was that you didn't have a Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler. You didn't have these guys. You had Julian Jackson. You had James Toney, which you did fight. You know, you had McCallum. Which you fought way later when he's 39. You know, there's other guy. You had Nigel Benn. You had Chris Eubank Sr. You know, you had Steve Collins. You had you had Joe Calzaghe. You had all these guys at the same time. You had Michael Nunn. Somehow these fights didn't happen. Now, had you fought those guys and beat them, there'd be no denying nothing. But then, even at that point, everybody saw the skills, Roy. Everybody saw the skills. They knew Roy was a bad motherfucker. But you also fought. What's the little motherfucker that broke his neck and was told he had never what's his name? And they told him he'd probably never fight again. Dude came from the lightweights, came all the way up and fought Roy at 160. Vinny Pazienza. You didn't take credit from yourself, Roy. You didn't say, hey, man, I can't count that. This dude was a fucking lightweight at one point, man. And after a broken neck and all of that, you still took the fight. Now, can we sit here and say we can't call you a real true middleweight, the best middleweight in the world, because we ain't see you be the real middleweight yet, because you was fighting guys that really didn't have names? You beat some good guys. You beat guys that were good that you made look like shit. But the rest of the world didn't want to acknowledge that about you. See, Ward is not better than Floyd. Floyd versus Ray Leonard, you can hear Ray Leonard's answer. He ain't telling you no clear win. Now he's saying, of course he's saying he'd win, but listen, just look at his face and listen to him. You can't beat Floyd just one way. I have to use all my tools. And yeah, y'all try to make it seem like, oh, he just went in and steamrolled through Floyd. Man, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, man. And let's not forget something. Floyd did this shit all the way up till he was 38 years old. Then retired, came back at 40, got that $300 million against Conor. Ray was done after he fought Terry. See, they want to make excuses. At 36, Floyd was beating the fuck out of Canelo, who was 23. At 34, Sugar Ray was getting his ass kicked by Terry Norris, who was 24. Yeah, only a year older than Canelo. Y'all see what I'm saying? How people love to serve up bullshit and they don't really look at what's being said? So if you compare their whole careers, at some point you got to stop comparing Ray Leonard. Real shit. Real shit. Because Floyd went way past, that 34 mark. Now, let's just be real, man. I don't care about people's opinions. If you think Ray win, you think Ray win. I'm not sure who wins. That's a fight. I'm just not sure who wins. But man, Floyd just figure you out, and he knows how to put that style. Lasted as long as he did, and he ain't nearly as good as his son. I don't give a fuck what Roy talking about. Understand this, y'all. It just comes down don't come down to our opinions. It comes down to what's real. We'll never know, and it's something that people talked about it for years. Who they think will win between the two of them and all or whatever. And then too, but it bottom line, I really don't see if Ray did win that he went in there and dominated. I put it like this: if Ray could beat Floyd, Floyd could also beat Ray. I really don't see no dominance there. I don't. But Floyd was different, man. I watched both of them. I saw both of their careers. Floyd was different. And I'm going to leave it at that. And as far as this goes, as far as that, Roy said his Mount Rushmore will be Ali 1, Ray Robinson 2nd, right? He took himself out of it. Who did he say 3rd? I forgot who he said 3rd, and then 4th would be Duran, a guy that Ray beat twice. I forgot who the hell he said is number 3. Might have said Marvin Hagler or some shit. I don't remember. But bottom line is another guy that Floyd beat. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean that Sugar Ray beat, but he didn't even put Sugar Ray in the Mount Rushmore. Now you're entitled to put who the fuck you want, but you understand my point? It's something about those styles, especially that's like, Roy shows a bitterness. He shows a bit of jealousy, especially when people get more attention than Roy does. And Roy thought he was going in his career undefeated, just like Floyd. That didn't happen. But hey, man, for a guy who was as talented as Roy to have the criticism of not fighting the very best dudes, why those fights didn't happen, I don't know. But I find it funny that anybody with his similar style, any type of flash and flare, any type of real special gift, like somehow he find a way to not put them on his list. Y'all think that's just by coincidence? Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.